Have you ever stood by the water, feeling the breeze, watching the surface ripple, and waiting in quiet patience for a catch? That moment is fishing. It is more than a hobby, it is a moment of peace, a connection of nature, and for many communities, it is a way of life. Yet, despite its long history and cultural importance, fishing is often misunderstood and unfairly labeled as harmful towards the environment. Fishing as a hobby is generally peaceful, yet it is often misunderstood and unfairly labeled as environmentally harmful. Good day, everyone. My name is Aurelius Lungkiap, and today I would like to share a perspective that many people overlook. I chose to speak on this topic because I personally witnessed how fishermen is treated. People often think that fishing is a waste of time, a waste of money, and generally very harmful towards the environment. But at the same time, I also witness how fishing actually brings families together, strengthening the connection with nature, and actually educates people about different types of species and the importance of respecting them. And that is why I am here today to convince you about fishing that it is more than just a hobby and it is deserved to be understood and respected. In this speech, I will talk about the reason why people think fishing is harmful towards the environment, then the effect that this misconception have towards recreational fishermen, and finally I will explain the possible solution to address and correct this misunderstanding. To better understand this issue, we must first look at why people believe fishing harms the environment. First of all, people think that fishing is harmful towards the environment because there exists a misconception among the general public that recreational fishing is inherently harmful to the environment. A lot of people or neutral leaning groups associate fishing with environmentally irresponsible, even though many hobbyists actually undertake conservation-minded practices where they will release the fish if it's too small to allow it to reproduce further. Misunderstanding about fishing causes recreational fishermen to feel guilty and can discourage people from taking up the hobby. Other than that, decline in outdoor activity, especially during the COVID-19 era, fewer people participate in outdoor activity such as fishing, which causes less first-hand understanding and experience of how recreational fishing actually works. This reduced interaction with natural environment leads people to rely on assumption of media portrayals, which often exaggerate the negative environmental of fishing. Having discussed the causes of misconception, it is important to consider its impact on recreational fishermen. The impact is reduced in participation. Due to misunderstanding, reduced participation may occur. People would think that fishing causes harm towards the environment and the population of fish, and that is why they will lose the recreational outlet that provides stress, relief, relaxation, and quality time with their families or friends. Other than that, reduction in environmental education, where the declining participation causes fewer fishing competition and events to be organized. Thus, fewer organization events reduce opportunities for community engagement, where participation or participants could learn about sustainable fishing practices and environmental protection. Less participation causes fewer opportunities to share knowledge and at the same time learn about the species and develop skills in the sport. These challenges may seem discouraging, but they are actually a concrete steps that we can take to educate the public and support the recreational fishermen, which I will briefly discuss. First of all, one of the solutions we can take is undergoing collaboration with local organizations. Recreational fishermen can partner up with local NGOs to promote awareness about sustainable fishing practices. NGOs can organize workshops or communities events to educate the public about responsible fishing and aquatic conservation. Fishermen and NGOs can actually develop mentorship programs where experienced fishermen guide newcomers on ethical fishing. Other than that, the use of media and positive messaging could actually be one of the solutions we can take to help lessen the misconception fishing have towards the environment. For example, have you ever watched River Monster? River Monster actually highlighted environmental stewardship and conservation efforts in helping change the public perception of recreational fishing. Positive messaging can encourage more people to participate in fishing while understanding the importance of protecting aquatic ecosystem. With these points in mind, it is clear that supporting recreational fishermen and promoting sustainable benefits both communities and the environment. In conclusion, fishing is not boring and is certainly not a threat towards the environmental when it is practiced responsibly. Recreational fishing can foster respect for nature, encourage conservation-minded practices, and strengthen the connection between people. That is why I would like you to believe that fishing is not a problem, but rather an activity that brings benefit and deserves respect. And if you have the chance, try to pick up a fishing pole and experience for yourself the peace, purpose, and connection that this hobby can provide. At the start, remember I asked you to picture standing by the water? Well, fishing is more than that. Fishing helps us connect with nature, teaches respect for the environment, and give us a rare moment of calm and reflection. Thank you.